Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and others of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yobakal from Great Millstone, Orlando. And I was just inspired and through the spirit watching the Zaquan Kazaki Allah. And how he just made a statement in one of his videos that went something along the lines of, the Lord is closer to us when we're in the fire. All right. Because starting off with this real quick in 2 Corinthians. The presence of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is always around us. If we are the elect, he's always with us. But again, going back to the title, he's even closer, or he shows himself more in the fires. All right. 2 Corinthians 12. 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. My strength is made perfect in weakness. So you see. All right. Because it will be easy to believe. It will be easy to have faith if everything was going smooth, if everything was going our way. It reminds me of Job, right? Let's grab that real quick. Job chapter 1. Job chapter 1 and 6, starting at 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. And, this should go to show you, man, it should bring comfort knowing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is in control. Because to say that there's this beef between Yahweh, or who the word calls God, and Satan, it takes away from the Heavenly Father's divinity. It takes away from who he is. All right. Because like I just said here, Satan, being a son of the Most High, all right, also presents himself. He reports to Yahweh, and being that all things are done through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. All power was given to Yahweh Shai. That's why we say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Satan is under orders. All right. So with that being said, reading on, because like I said, that should bring comfort. The scriptures talk about how the Lord, he wounds, he heals. The Lord makes a man rich, he makes a man poor. And all these things, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is in control. So in any situation, again, it should bring us comfort knowing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is in full control. All right. So with all that being said, where we are going through our trials and our tribulations, where we are in our fire, where we're going through the fire, all right, that's why we ought to just trust Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai all the more, all right, because that's when he shows his power. Again, it will be easy to believe if the Lord, or it will be easy to say, I believe in God, I love the Lord, like I said, if everything was just going smooth, everything's going your way, faith will be easy, right? But reading on in verse 7, and Yahweh said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and walking from up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, doeth Job fear the Most High for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So you see, again, being that Job, he had everything, you know. He was a very wealthy man. I believe some would consider him to be, in today's day and age, to put it in modern terms, he would be a billionaire, if I'm not mistaken. You see, so he had everything. And, you know, this is why Yahweh Bashim Shai keeps us on a fine line. We learn to be content. You know, sometimes we have a little more, sometimes we have a little less. But then overall, we learn to just keep it, focus on Yahweh Bashim Shai. Keep it Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right. No matter the state of our condition. All right. It's all about focusing on Yahweh Shai. All right. But obviously, if you read the story of Job, you know, he lost everything. He maintained his integrity in the Lord. And speaking of Job, he goes on to mention, as everything's taken from him, he goes on to make a statement about how, you know, we receive good and evil from the Lord. Going back to what I was saying earlier, you know, it should be a comfort knowing that Yahweh Bashim Shai is in control, you know. And we have an expected end, like it tells you in Jeremiah 29:11. All right, so, you know, the fact that the Lord is chastening us, we may not understand it in the moment. All right, but nevertheless, we learn to trust the process. All right, because it's not all doom and gloom, you know. And again, that's you know, the thing about Yahweh Bashim Shai, he's not unjust, you know. I'm gonna go to this real quick. Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12:10. For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Talking about our, you know, earthly fathers, you know, or guardians, right? Specifically the fathers, all right? Because, you know, a real father, he chastises his son, all right? Like I said, for his own pleasure. But it said he for our profit, talking about Yahweh, all right? It's for our benefit, it's for our good. And again, because we may not understand, you know, because of, you know, no chastening, it feels good, like it goes on to tell you in verse 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. So of course it doesn't feel good in the moment. All right, it never feels good in the moment, you know. But that's why, pursuant to that, what's that? I'm not going to get it. That's that 1 Peter 4:1. You know, having a like mind, or arming ourselves with a like mind that Yahushua had. All right. And, you know, overall, we're focusing on the bigger picture. You see. But nevertheless, going back to that 2 Corinthians 12. 2 Corinthians 12. Because again, it's easy to believe. It's easy to say have faith. It's easy to talk a good talk when everything's going good, everything's going your way. But how much more when things aren't going your way? All right. How much more when we actually got to go through the fire, you know? Because again, the Lord is always with us, you know, but his presence is more known. All right. In those moments where, you know, that's why the scriptures refer to us prisoners of hope. Right. Because that's when Yahweh Bashim Shah shows us that he's with us. All right. For real. That's why going back to the 2 Corinthians 12:9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. Because, you know, oftentimes we're praying for, you know, certain afflictions. Where we're praying for the Lord to get us out of certain afflictions, financial burdens, you know, whatever the case may be. All right. But it says, my grace is sufficient for thee. And that grace, it goes into favoritism, favor. All right. Because again, how else is the Lord going to show us that he's with us? All right. You see, we got to understand the Lord puts us in these situations just to show us that he's with us. Believe it or not, the Lord puts us in these situations just to deliver us, just for us to trust his name more. All right. You see, so, especially now being that we're in a time where things are getting extra uncomfortable, things are getting more tight, you know, you see the Lord, he's Lord willing, we're at that number. He's only drawing us closer to him. All right. Brothers are praying more, leaning on Yahweh Shema Shai more, calling on the names more. You see, because the Lord has us all right where he wants us, right where we need to be. If you're in the right spirit, because especially now, we're coming into Passover, it's sifting season. All right. You're going to have more Jakes, so-called brothers, lead the truth. All right. Because that's what the fire is going to do. It's either going to draw you closer to Yahweh Shema Shai, or you're gonna forsake the Lord. All right. You're going to give up, but going through the fire, that's what shows what you're really about. Going through the fire, it shows what you're really about. But it says, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. So you see, in those moments where all hope seems lost, right? Our back is against the wall, right? When there seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, that's when Yahweh Shema Shai shows his power. That's when he shows what he's about. That's when he shows himself. Because again, he's always with us. All right. But he just shows himself more. Through the fire, our trials and our tribulations, and of course, going to the account with Daniel, which shows us this in Daniel 3, when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fiery furnace, right? Daniel 12 and Daniel 3. Daniel 3. Daniel 3 and 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the son of the power. All right, talking about Yahushai. All right, which was Yahushai, amidst Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. All right, as they were amidst the fire. All right, this fiery furnace, Yahushai was with him. All right, because again, Yahushai, the spirit of Yahushai, man, the presence of Yahushai is always with us, is always around us, You see, because you gotta act like, you gotta envision, I know when I'm driving all the time, I talk and I'm praying, meditating, as if Yahushai is sitting right there in the passenger seat. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting here on the job right now, whether I'm sitting here or whether I go for a walk or do whatever it is that I got to do, I envision Yahushai, he's right here with me, because he is in the spirit. All right. He is in the spirit, man. You gotta believe that. All right. Or else what's the point? You see? So the fact that, again, Yahushai showed his presence pretty much, he showed that he was there in the fires with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. All right. All right. So, that's why, hey, again, it should be more comforting, it should give us more comfort, especially now, like I said, things are getting tougher, things are getting tighter. All right. The Lord, if we're of that number, the Lord's not giving us any leeway to get comfortable or complacent. All right. The Lord's not giving us any leeway. He's not giving us time to get comfortable in this place, because this place is about to be destroyed. All right. So, that, like I said, man, if it just seems like things are getting tougher and tighter, well, hey, count it all joy. The Lord is dealing with us. All right. Because when it comes down to it, as brother said, this world, they have everything but Yahweh Bashem Shai. And we have nothing but Yahweh Bashem Shai. And this thing of ours is only going to transfer from faith to faith. All right. When it's really all said and done, we're really going to be calling on the names, trusting on the names even more. All right. Getting into more uncertain situations, getting into more uncharted territories, because our expectation should be high. All right. And it should never stop. Our expectation should always increase. It should always grow. But with that is going to require more faith. All right. So, if you're just catching hell and it just seems like you can't catch a break and just like, God damn, why is this happening? Well, again, count it all joy, and it's easier said than done. But that's why we develop a certain mindset. As our apostles have taught us, you got to learn to love to suffer, because that means the Lord is dealing with us, man. And again, in these moments, all right, the Lord is with us in the fire. All right. That's when he really shows us that he's with us, when we're going through the fire. So with that being said, I'm gonna go to Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and 15. Isaiah 24 and 15. Wherefore glorify ye Yahweh in the fires, even the name of Yahweh, the power of Israel in the isles of the sea. All right. So, the literal fires, all right, the spiritual fires, what's the literal fires? When the nuclear destruction takes place, all right, is taking place. The elect are going to get beamed up, all right. Those elect are going to be given praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai as America's getting destroyed. Esau's kingdom is going to finally be permanently, destroyed, all right. But in the spiritual fires, through our trials and our tribulations, through Jacob's trouble, the Lord has shown us that he's with us, all right. We shouldn't have any excuses, any doubts at this point. The Lord is with us, and why he's not going to see us through this, because it is going to be a thing of enduring it to the end. All right, but nevertheless, in any case, we glorify the Yahweh Shema Shai in the fires, man. The names, like I said, because that's when the Yahweh Shema Shai shows us that he's with us. All right, he's closer to us. All right, when we're going through the fire, when we're in the fire, because again, if you're of the elect, you're going to be praying more. You're going to cleave unto Yahweh Shema Shai more. You're going to call out more. It's just only going to draw you closer to Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. And in turn, the Lord is going to draw nigh unto us. All right. So it's a beautiful thing, the water Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect.